You are about to see a graphic depiction of a violent prehistoric battle. Viewer discretion is advised. The forest is quiet. Too quiet. No bird or pterosaur dare make a sound. In a clearing we see a Dilophosaurus and a pair of Deltadromeus feeding on Bertha.
The Dilophosaurus-Deltadromeus pair are literally gorging themselves on Bertha. This is enough food to keep them fed for weeks. However, their peaceful meal is about to be rudely interrupted.
Suddenly, there is a loud sound coming from mere feet away. The sound is loud enough to rattle bones and shake the earth.
The sound that these dinosaurs are hearing is none other than an absolutely huge bull Spinosaurus and a large male Styracosaurus. The Styracosaurus knows that the Spinosaurus poses a massive threat to his family, and as a result, he is compelled to kill it.
The Styracosaurus roars at the Spinosaurus, but the Spinosaurus is not backing down. He roars as well, and this roar makes the message clear. The fight's on!
Now that the Styracosaurus knows that the Spinosaurus will not adhere to his warning cries, means that he now has no choice but to kill it.
The Styracosaurus, using his massive head spike, rams into the Spinosaurus with the power of a runaway car, instantly stunning the beast. In retaliation, the Spinosaurus seizes the Styracosaurus by his frill.
The Spinosaurus tries to gain control of the Styracosaurus' nose horn by grabbing onto his frill. But the frill of Styracosaurus is so hard and tough that the Spinosaurus' teeth just cannot penetrate it, meaning that the Styracosaurus can easily shake him off.
Even though his frill is heavily armored, the bite still causes immense pain. The Styracosaurus lunges at the Spinosaurus, which responds by grabbing onto his frill spikes.
The Styracosaurus begins to panic. His neck spines are there to defend against predators attacking with their mouths. They are not designed to defend against predators that can use their arms to attack as well. To the Spinosaurus, the Styracosaurus' neck spines are like the handles on a bicycle. If he can get a solid hold on him, then he can snap the Styracosaurus' neck, and this fight can be all over.
But luckily, using his powerful neck muscles, the Styracosaurus frees his head before the Spinosaurus can get a solid hold.
The Spinosaurus is frustrated that none of his attacks are working. He realizes he needs to get past the Styracosaurus' head frill and reach his unguarded flanks if he is to gain any ground here.
Fueled by his powerful legs, the Spinosaurus quickly sidesteps the Styracosaurus and successfully lands a powerful bite on the Styracosaurus' vulnerable flank.
The head of Styracosaurus is heavily armored, but his flanks are not. With one bite of his small peg-like teeth, the Spinosaurus is able to easily cut through the Styracosaurus' supple skin and cause massive damage.
Now the Spinosaurus has tasted blood, which, like a shark, makes him go into a mad fury. In this state of mind, he's the most deadly animal on the planet.
The Spinosaurus has gone into blood rage mode. The Styracosaurus knows this. He realizes his chances are getting slimmer and slimmer by the second the longer the Spinosaurus is still alive. He needs to get in there, mess up the Spinosaurus, and get the hell out of Dodge before the Spinosaurus has a chance to attack if he is to have any hope of continuing this battle.
With the force of a runaway train, the Styracosaurus slams into the Spinosaurus, stabbing his small blunt horn deep into the Spinosaurus' flesh. But when he backs up, he is horrified to see the Spinosaurus still standing.
The Styracosaurus was hoping to hit a lung, or even better, the heart of the Spinosaurus. However, he was so intent on killing it that his small, simple brain misjudged where he struck, and he completely missed any vital organs.
The Spinosaurus roars in vengeance. Now he's pissed. Using his massive arms, he seizes the Styracosaurus, preparing for one final bite to the back of the neck.
The Styracosaurus is screwed. He knows he's about to die. But before he closes his eyes to accept it, he sees a large hill nearby. Now, Styracosaurus' brain might be simple, but he sure is smart enough to know how gravity works. He figures that if he can fling the Spinosaurus off the hill, that might just give him and his family enough time to escape.
With the force of a runaway Saturn V rocket, the Styracosaurus rams the Spinosaurus off the hill. Every time he hits the ground, he can hear the sound of his own bones not breaking. However, the Styracosaurus loses his footing and he as well tumbles off the hill.
The Styracosaurus has made a critical error. He was so intent on removing the Spinosaurus from the battlefield that he accidentally removed himself from the battlefield.
Guanlong was a small theropod dinosaur from the Cretaceous period of Asia. It is famous for its cassowary-like crest on its head. Both of the dinosaurs get up and start battling again.
The Spinosaurus can tell the Styracosaurus is weakening. He may still be attacking with the ferocity of a pissed-off rhinoceros, but he can still tell from the way in which he's fighting that the Styracosaurus cannot go on for much longer. This enrages the Spinosaurus and makes every single attack 34 times stronger than the last.
When suddenly, a warning call distracts them both. The male Styracosaurus' son has entered the battle.
Human teenagers are notoriously irritable and think of themselves as some kind of super beings. Dinosaurs are no different. This cocky little Styracosaurus sees his father dying and is like, hey, I'm gonna go in there and save the day. But this way of thinking might just cost him his life.
The Spinosaurus roars at the teenager in disapproval.
If the Spinosaurus could laugh, he would. He's literally 40 times the size of something 40 times smaller than he is. To say that this teenage Styracosaurus doesn't stand a chance is an understatement.
The Styracosaurus attacks, but the Spinosaurus easily defends, throwing the minuscule creature several feet away. But just as the male Styracosaurus tries to rush to defend his only son, he hears a distress call.
He turns around to see the most horrid sight he has ever seen. The Deltadromeus and Dilophosaurus are surrounding his family. He was so focused on his fight with the Spinosaurus that he completely neglected the existence of his loved ones.
Centochasma is a small type of pterosaur from Germany.
Now the Styracosaurus is faced with two options. Does he save his son from his sworn enemy, or does he save his wife and daughter from an equally dangerous opponent?
He chooses both. With the force of a runaway nuclear bomb, he strikes the Spinosaurus, knocking him over.
The falling Spinosaurus body barely misses the teenage Styracosaurus. His father rushes over to help him. He is very happy that he is still alive, of course, but quite frankly, I'll be surprised if he's not in a lot of trouble after pulling a stunt like that.
But punishing his son will have to wait, for the Styracosaurus must first save the rest of his family. With the power of a runaway rhinoceros beetle, he slams his massive body into the Deltadromeus.
The Deltadromeus gets flung to the side. Every single bone in his right arm breaks from the force of impact.
But just when the Styracosaurus thinks he's safe, the second Deltadromeus lands on his back. Like a modern golden retriever, the Styracosaurus rolls over onto his back. The power of the movement is enough to throw the Deltadromeus off of his body.
The Styracosaurus takes a sigh of relief. Thanks to his quick thinking, he has saved his family. But in doing so, he has made a critical error. You see, a dinosaur's brain is very simple, and because of that, he has become so focused on his family that he has completely disregarded the bull Spinosaurus.
The Spinosaurus seizes his opportunity and sinks his 74-inch serrated claws into the Styracosaurus's back.
The Spinosaurus has a firm grasp on him. It seems like it's all over. The Styracosaurus is tired and worn out and simply can't fight anymore.
But just when it seems like it should be all over for the Styracosaurus, the Spinosaurus notices that his tail is wet.
The Spinosaurus freezes, stock stiff. He looks as though he's just put his tail in lava. That is because he knows that on Dinosaur Island, water just simply isn't safe.
Suddenly, as fast as a bearded dragon attacking a budgie, a Dinosuchus bites onto the Spinosaurus' tail.
This is it. The Spinosaurus knows that this is the last thing he will ever feel. The Dinosuchus grabs his tail and flips him up into the air as though he weighs as much as paper. But he is not made of paper. He is made of meat. Several thousand tons of meat to be exact. And when you're made of that much meat, landing softly isn't really a thing that you can do.
The Spinosaurus lands on his back and absolutely shatters every single bone in his body. He dies instantly.
And with that, the fight's over. The Spinosaurus lost because he made the single most critical error he could have. He was so focused on eliminating the Styracosaurus that he completely lost track of his surroundings. If he had just taken a second after rolling down the hill to look around and saw the creek, then he very well would have won this battle.
The battle might be over for these two, but Spinosaurus and Styracosaurus would continue their age-old rivalry for millions of years.
Styracosaurus and Spinosaurus are extinct.